Hello and welcome to Unique Home Solutions and more. Thanks for clicking on this video. Have you ever copied a formula for a cosmetic production and simply followed the measurements without really understanding why each ingredient was included? Well, today we want to look at something very important, especially if you are interested in taking production and formulation of products very seriously. Don't just copy or repeat formula, understand your formula. In today's video, I'll be making a 500-gram batch of hair food. I'll be showing you the ingredients I'm using and their measurements so that you can get the exact predicted result that we have in mind. Whether you are producing for yourself, for family use, or you are thinking of turning production into a business, this is very important that you don't just copy a formula, but you have to understand your formula, know your ingredients, understand why each one of them is included in that recipe, and also know how to weigh and get the accurate measurement. So guys, let's get started.
So we have paraffin oil, which forms 30.4% of the formulation, which is 152 grams. Then petroleum jelly forms 50%, and that is 250 grams. Paraffin wax forms 10% of the formulation, which is 50 grams. Lanolin forms 8% of the formulation, which is 40 grams. Then we have vitamin E, 1% of the formulation, which is 5 grams. Fragrance is 0.5% of the formulation, 2.5 grams. Then colorant, the colorant is very small, which is 0.1%, which is 0.5 grams. Okay, so we are following the procedure right now in heating up the pan. After heating it up, then you add all the ingredients that are fat based. So I'm adding petroleum jelly, I'm adding paraffin oil, I'm adding my paraffin wax and lanolin. Number 1 to 4 will be added right in the pan, and I will allow it to dissolve, to melt before I start mixing together. Okay, now let us quickly look at the function of each of these ingredients that I'm adding in the saucepan. Number 1 is the paraffin oil. It acts as an emollient, helping to soften and condition the hair while improving the ability of the hair cream to spread. And then the next one is petroleum jelly. Petroleum jelly provides an inclusive protective backing that helps the texture of the hair. Then we have paraffin wax. Paraffin wax gives structure and firmness to the hair food and helps control its consistency. Lanolin, which is the one I'm just adding now, also acts as an emollient, helping to soften and condition the hair and improve the richness of the product. Then we have vitamin E. Vitamin E functions primarily as an antioxidant and also contributes in conditioning the hair. Then we have the fragrance. Fragrance gives the finished product that desired scent that when it's being used, the user finds it very nice using it. Then the cosmetic colorant is giving the hair food the desired color and that appealing side to the user. So those are the functions of each of the ingredients that we are using in today's production. So you stir gently. You notice I reduce the heat, and I'm going to stir it gently until everything in the pan melts and forms a very clear mixture before I put it down. So as you can see, it's almost done. The melting process is almost done. I reduce the light, the heat, so that it can melt without denaturing the fats. So I continue to stir. I reduce the heat to 200 and then continue to stir until these very particles that are left all melt. When all melts, I will put the pan down and allow it to cool. Now everything has melted and is now very clear, as you can see. So I put the pan off the fire, put it down and allow it to cool. The essence of my stirring it continuously is to hasten the process of cooling, because that will send the heat out and then the mixture will become cooler. So after it has cooled down for a while, then I'll bring in the remaining set of the ingredients and begin to add into the mixture. Now the remaining ingredients we have are vitamin E. I didn't add vitamin E while it was on fire because so that it will not be denatured, and I allowed the mixture to cool down before adding my vitamin E. So I added my vitamin E and then the fragrance and also the colorant. Those are the three that are left to be added. So I add it and then stir again very well so that everything can mix up properly. So I added my vitamin E. Vitamin E, like I told you, is very good for the hair scalp. So I added vitamin E. Then I'll add the fragrance and the colorant. Then you stir very well again to allow the oil color to dissolve completely before you allow it to cool down again. Now in choosing your fragrance, you can combine fragrances that will give you that scent that you desire. What I'm using here is ambipur and tangerine. I mix the two together and the scent is really very nice. There are other combinations you can use if you don't find this one interesting. So there are a variety of fragrances that you can combine to use for your hair cream. Now this is my colorant, and it's going to give us that golden yellow color. So I added just a little and stirred until everything is completely mixed together. So guys, this is the Unique Home Solutions and more. Here we take tutorials on how to produce different cleaning products, and also we take hair care treatment and also skincare products are being formulated in this channel. So every Thursday is dedicated to formulation and production of these different products, while on Mondays we take tutorials on oil perfume, and on Saturday we look at business ideas that can help us move our small scale businesses to the next level. So you can see the color is completely dissolved now, so I'm going to allow it to cool down before I start packaging. When you are packaging, you get your containers dry, because you know there's no single water in this formulation, and because there's no single water, there's no need for preservative. All right, so you just make sure that the containers are dry, then you package them and allow it to cool down. When it cools down and seal up, then your hair food is ready and you can start using immediately. I don't know if this is the first time you are seeing our channel. Please give this video thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and turn on your post notification so that you can always get to see our videos every week. Thank you guys for watching. Please like this video and share to your friends who are interested in production of hair products. or other things that they may like to use in starting their small scale business. And I'd like to hear from you. Where are you watching from, and what can you say about this tutorial? You know, one very important lesson that we garnered from this tutorial today is you don't assume your measurement.
Our health food is ready, but I hope you have learned something important from this tutorial today. One of the important lessons for every producer is not to just repeat formula, but to understand the ingredients and even the measurements. Understanding your ingredients and learning to work with the percentages will help increase your confidence, so you will produce with more confidence because you are sure of what you are doing. Alright guys, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it thumbs up, share to someone who is interested in cosmetic production, and subscribe to Unique Home Solutions and more if you haven't already. Thanks for watching guys. God bless you and see you again next Thursday. Bye.